Still hearing you. Well, I just got the link, so. Yep, I just got the link. Let me just thing, and then I'll shell it out everywhere. There you go. That was the problem, it was overheating. It's fine, I'm doing it now.
Okay. So, outside of the sort of open visitor, how are you doing?
I got 2 new books. Yay, from a charity shop.
Oh,
I went out to eat. I was treated with food earlier. That was nice. And meds in the shop.
Sorry, what?
And medicine prices shot up again.
Yeah, it's a plugin. I have to get that populace into a falling panic. Crying out loud, I could have sworn I put an Omegon new. Sure, it's pretty much the same one as this one, but with direct ears for some reason, right?
Let me just look at this. Izu, pie, gel, Falstaff.
Oh, now Falstaff's in. Excellent. Putting Zoro, open the mic, just a bit of streaming here.
Those are not Shrek ears. I mean,
The Shrek ears. Look, if I had a reference image of Fiona prepared, I'd start whipping him up a fabric picture. Just might actually.
not Shrek ears.
Let me just get this system here.
Look at you! You've got wings! You glow in the dark! You talk! You are a
Shrek ears.
Oh, greetings, Zub. Open mic, feel free. And no, not Shrek ears for you, but rather Megon, who is more or less confirmed as the guest on Saturday. Quite novel. I guess why it's a priority now to build the components. The music is louder than me. Fan-freaking-tastic. Why is it louder than me? I can sort this. Okay, how about now? No.
Oh, what's that?
I'm adjusting the audio still, trying to find some balance on audio. Music was too loud, I was too low. Hopefully it's working now.
Yeah, no, I got the 5th book of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy for 20p. Thinking, I should probably get the other ones, because back. Am I still connected?
Yes, I'm just distracted trying to get this image in.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Just...
There you go. I know I salvaged it from somewhere.
I really like Megon's new look.
Well, screw it. I'll use this present reference image. Maybe he'll find it nostalgic.
Yeah.
Anything else in the chat?
I am doing a thing. Give me a minute.
Okay, boom. Free of rush.
Gonna put this on. Twitter just broke on me.
Twitter just broke on you.
It broke on me. There you go. It has a few bugs in it, which it just... Every other site is completely fine. Twitter, just breaks.
I have no. Indulging New Zealand's sprint for straight up fascism. Their censorship efforts. Same. Everyone is being played in NZ right now. In fact, I'm not just mooching off of his album here. Purchased the net has. Of course. Okay, let's see. What does the chat have to say? Everything.
Tight coat.
I'm sensing technical. Oh yes, quite a lot of chat. Greetings, you're still here, you're there. Greetings, Gray. Feel free to pop in, open mic as usual. Hey, Gray.
Sorry.
Hey.
I'll reload on me.
Let's see. Greetings, Irretrievable. Under what is this game? Actually, it's more a bit of a sculpting program, if being quite honest about it.
Yeah, Discord reload chat.
Understood. And yes, actually, Supreme Lord Ender, the exports from this program are exported in OBJ, among others. Lend themselves perfectly well to the, like, I don't know, Blender. In fact, this is one component in the Beer Baron bobblehead you may or may not be noticing.
Can you hear me at all?
Yes, I can hear you, Steam.
Okay. Yeah,
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Yeah, I'm hearing you.
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just been an exhausting day.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Gray. How's it going?
Not bad, not bad. Just had to come on earlier. I just want to finish off dinner first. So doubt you want loud sounds of mastication going on.
Yes, that is generally people. I'm sure there's a market for that, but I don't think it's in my audience.
I think the Koreans are into that. They've got those eating channels.
Oh,
Apparently my
ASMR.
voice is...
Oh.
Supreme Lord Ender, apparently my voice is very loud.
Well, that should be adjustable.
Okay. What they did in my settings.
Got back into Warframe like really heavily.
Tell people I've got one should get maybe I should. We'll see. First I'm going to complete this video.
Is it better now? Can you guys
Gotta
hear
check out
me?
chat. In Discord chat, it sounds fine. I think it's check to see what chat say.
Well, I don't know then.
You sound fine on my end.
Sounding fine in mine. complication in the stream, then I'll check. Did someone say Steam's voice was too loud?
Oh, Supreme Lord Edward said yes. She's more equal now, so it looks like problems. We want women more equal.
More equal now. That's good.
Yeah, it's pretty much the opening line when you start Discord. I always have problems when I open it. Usually they're quickly.
Feel like lag. That wasn't. Act of. Is the.
Yeah, I'm playing Nidus on Warframe.
Oh yeah.
He's just so broken. Just so broken.
Well, the catch with Nidus is they take some time to build up speed. But once he's gotten his stride in...
Oh, yeah. As soon as I build up to about 15 stacks, that's it. It's just... it's unstoppable.
Pretty much. And how have you been, Gray?
Not bad, to be honest. Uneventful.
Usually beats alternative. Are you braced for the Brexit apocalypse?
Oh, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. They're gonna try their very best to stop it.
I think it's the Republicans are quite fully stopped themselves already. After all,
Yeah, see, if the delay
even on
becomes
the
official,
table.
then it's not.
it's not even on the table in Parliament now, if I'm not mistaken. That's a terrible idea. Keep on raising that pressure like they want some sort of violent revolt. Hell, someone out there probably does.
I mean, if they don't even get the bloody, they don't agree on the delay, then it's gonna get to the 29th and they're out without a deal regardless. So we're literally relying on Parliament being so inept they can't even agree on the delay.
That sounds about right. Odds are good. And if you're relying upon their incompetence, then maybe it's not hopeless after all.
It's kind of scary. Because if it doesn't go through and we don't leave the EU like that, you can pretty much officially say that the UK is authoritarian.
Is, sorry?
Authoritarian, because they will have just completely disregarded a vote from the majority and just done what they want to do.
Yep.
And you'll get the brainwashed idiots outside Parliament cheering it on. Well, those few they've managed to program. It's all been going downhill for a long time.
I love how they're saying that the EU is still good and just and all this stuff. And it's like, well, the EU also passed Article 13. And
Oh yeah, like the EU is not innocent.
yeah, like these people are saying like, the EU, like if you're not supportive of the EU, then you're a Nazi, and it's like, Article.
I would say that's actually the opposite.
It's precisely backwards.
People
Yes.
the same people who are saying that the EU is good and just and all that stuff, who actually don't want Article 13. It's like, okay, so you don't want Article 13, but you still like the EU.
As soon as they try to put those articles through, it's pretty cut and dry what they want. They want to completely gate the internet. We've slowly but surely taken steps towards China's intranet.
Yeah.
It's quite shocking, actually, when you look at all the things the EU are doing, and it's just getting closer and closer to like what China's been doing or did when they brought in their, all their policies and shit. It's just these baby steps, just baby steps.
Yep.
Just sit down and have a good time. Enjoy yourselves, all right, Sam? Okay.
Yeah. Yes, and they want their own standing army, which I'm opinion that a trade union, and I believe that's what it was supposed to be,
Oh yeah.
doesn't really need standing army, generally speaking.
I mean, to be fair, they've already got an EU army.
Oh yes.
There's evidence of like EU APCs going in and around France during the riots.
Oh yes. You didn't. Well, I hope no one expected them to ask permission for. They're elites. They're noble. They know better. They don't need the opinions of peasants.
Yeah, only thing they need, the only thing they want is to improve their own bloody lives. Like, screw the world. And to say you're a Nazi for like being against the EU, Germany failed at 2 active wars to try and take the EU, and now they're just taking another turn, like another way around it. We can't conquer you. We'll diplomatically take over.
Regrettably, I suspect I need to add the Shrekers to this. What Omega looks like now. How can I keep it off? But I'm going to give him so much grief about that. With respect, I can't help it.
I could never sculpt like that.
Sorry, what?
I can never sculpt like that. I'd need a graphics tablet, otherwise I'd end up hanging myself. You've got a patience that far exceeds mine, Arketer.
I find that, doubt. I doubt that. I'm pretty impatient. In fact, the reason this seems to work for me is because it requires less patience than I would have expected.
Oh no! If I can't zoom in to, like, the 2 out of the 5 million pixels just to like change some stuff around, like as precisely as I can with a pen. Oh, nah.
I think Arctic still has a grudge about the twerking thing because about Megon having Shrek ears.
I can't unsee the Shrek ears now. In fact, as soon as I'm done here, I might go to the picture of his dad and make some alterations. Add a little special someone. We now know who Mommy is. I wonder if Shrek knows he's been cucked.
For Christ's sake.
We're just bullying a Megon.
Come now. Megan's bullied me. It's all good-natured bullying.
That's true.
I don't really add ears to my moles. I'm more of a kind of a body horror kind of guy. Usually the ears are falling off. That, or there's several hundred ears on the actual body. I don't know, it depends how fucked up I'm feeling during the day.
purple here and there.
Just a dash of purple.
Oh dear.
You must choose. Bimbo, bimbo. My name is Mr. Susan. You must choose, and now it is time for you to do the choosing. I am Mr. T.
Yeah, it's a good thing I use push to talk because I proper key bang on Warframe. So whenever I'm playing Nidus, I just slam the one button.
Well, it's one of the many things they've gotten right of Warframe. Balance for assorted styles. Fortune. They try to drive you to grind out multiple.
Well, I think it's like because the core gameplay loop is so good, I don't mind the grind because I just enjoy what I'm.
Yes, that's something else they do right.
And in turn, like because they do it so well, it makes you want to pay for stuff.
I need to watch The Mighty Boosh again. Does anyone remember the Mighty Boosh?
I've never watched it, and I've been meaning to watch it for bloody years.
Ah, that show was great. I have many favorites, but you know it's.
Who's the comedian? He does the British Bake Off as well. Noel Fielding.
Yeah, no Fielding.
Yeah, that's another reason I've been wanting to watch this because he's in it, and he was fantastic in IT Crowd.
Oh yeah, no, he's an amazing actor. What a lot of people don't know was when they watched The Mighty Boosh, they didn't realize that Noel Fielding actually dresses like that.
Yeah, he is a snappy dresser.
He looks nice. You know, it's like when people go, "Oh, Miss Dean, where'd you get your costumes?" I dress and like I get them whenever I can afford
When I
it.
go to Primark.
Oh no, I never shop in Primark.
I only do it if I have to. I just treat my clothes nice, and they tend to blast.
It's made for really skinny girls, okay? And I'm not a skinny girl.
It can't be made for skinny men because I shop there.
No, but yeah, no, like people go like, "Oh, where'd you get your costumes?" It's like they're not costumes; they're clothes. I'm guessing. I'm
It just
guessing.
seems
Noel
just simple
probably gets
explanation.
that a lot.
They're clothes. You wear them.
It's like people think no, your normal dress sense is t-shirts, tees, and it's like those are my pajamas. I wear a t-shirt, boxers, and a shawl or a dressing gown, and boom, those are my pajamas.
I'm just jeans and a hoodie. Well, not just jeans and a hoodie, but you know.
Yeah. Thinking like it's probably like Nord Fielding's been dressing like that for God knows how long, and he must get that question like every day.
I could use some. Is it an acceptable Megon head? Recognizable, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking good. Oh, the eyes. Very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm guessing Noel probably has that question a lot, which is like, where'd you get your costume? He's probably
I mean, do you think he gets enough that he gets all custom made? You know, do you think he earns enough to get custom made?
I think he gets most of his clothes from charity shops.
Oh, well, good for him.
Well, like, charity shops isn't a bad place to go. I mean, there's some really nice stuff in there.
Well, it's all about finding the diamond in the rough when it comes to charity shops.
It's not really diamond in the rough. There's a lot of good things in charity shops. I mean, and I found Douglas Adams' book and The Murder's Ape. 2 books that I really, really wanted, and I got them for like 20p each. So I only spent like 40p, and I got 2 books out of it. My clothes from charity shops, if not from online.
I haven't been to a charity shop in bloody ages, actually.
Charity shops are usually pretty good, but people have this stupid mentality of, oh, but people wore those clothes before me, and I'm like, if you've ever
Just
worked
wash them.
And if you ever worked in a shop, changing clothes, there's changing rooms, right? And you know, there's for a fact that in the changing room, someone's banged in there.
Just like 90% of my clothes have been fucking worn before because they're hand-me-downs from my bro.
Yeah. Stupid argument of, well, someone could have had sex in those clothes. I'm like, clothing store, the clothes.
And then I'd buy them and they would never be
or...
worn by someone who had sex again. Sad thing.
Yeah, it's like you know, it's someone who wasn't very well hygiened has tried on those clothes. As people, I know some people out there who would buy clothes.
Like, it's only if I see like dark red stains on the clothing I'm gonna start to worry.
Have sex in those clothes. And then sometimes these people are disgusting, they don't even wash them, and then just send them back and return them. It wasn't the right size and all that stuff, and it's like the thing is like they go, oh, it's so disgusting in charity shops. It's like, really, if you buy new clothes, you're supposed to wash them before you wear them anyway.
Oh.
Charity shop or
y'all
Primark.
all fall stuff. Yeah, Warframe is on Steam. That's why I play it on primarily. I could, before it went to Steam, I used their like launcher and shit. But nah. As soon as it came out of Steam, that's it. Because God bless Steam and fuck the Epic Store.
Like, people
Absolutely.
are supposed to wash the clothes before they wear them anyway. A charity shop or branded shop, to wash them anyway, but people go like, nah, it's from a regular shop, so therefore it's automatically clean.
Nope. Far from the truth.
Again, I worked in a company, and guess what? How many kids just wipe their noses on the clothes?
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah. Wash your damn clothes before you wear them.
To be honest, like, when I get clothes from a new place that they're supposed to be factory, like, clean anyway, I still wash them because it just softens up the fabric.
Yeah, it's usually a good idea to wash the clothes anyway before wearing them, just in case any.
It just makes the clothing feel a bit better first time put on.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Fremen.
Oh, Fremen, you joined us. Greetings. Oh, right, Minecraft. Taking some screenshots, but not of the newest.
Fremen says dramatically boop the directors in his adorable face. Boops the director in his adorable face.
That's impractical with this visor. I'm going to hinge upon that.
That's just what I read.
I know, I hear you. I'm trying to take it seriously.
Arketer knows.
No. Look, I can't have my nose booped. I'm busy.
Not now, later.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, if anyone still thinks I'm an idiot for thinking that you should wash your clothes before wearing them,
Who would think you're an idiot for saying you should wash your clothes before wearing them?
you'd be surprised. You'd be actually surprised.
I really don't understand that. Like, I thought everybody like would like, even if it's just brand new from a packet, you still fucking like wash them because it's just. It's always made the fabric feel better when you first put it on. Just softens everything up from where it's been.
No, like,
packed in.
think about the fact that like thousands upon thousands of people probably done stuff with it, and a lot of these clothings tend to get rented out or get taken back a few days later, and it's like, so just washed it. I remember I did actually talk to a few people, and they thought I was an idiot because of that, and it's like, when you work in a company, you're kind of more aware on things.
I just like washing my clothes.
Never eat from the deli counter.
And
I want to know why.
And
honestly, I try to avoid public toilets and everything. It's just going into one of those, and you're already. Ugh.
men's public toilets, at least in shops, hygienic than women's.
I've heard about that. Having never been in a women's restroom, I didn't know how much stock to give it. I've only ever heard that women's restrooms tend to be that much more horrific than men's.
Yeah,
it's like you could say yours are dirtier, and we could say ours are dirtier. There's no way either one of us will know.
I know.
We need to pull in a gender non-binary who's been to both places to settle this.
I mean, I know if the women's toilets are too full or too disgusting, I went into the men's toilets. Doesn't matter, it's toilets.
That's breaking the law.
It's not breaking the law.
I might technically be, but I think we only bother to enforce it when men trying to go to women's.
That is very true.
If a rapist wants to rape me, they're going to rape me. It doesn't matter which toilet I'm going in.
Well, hypothetically, being in the men's
I
makes
hope you
it
have some
easier,
mace
although
spray
strictly speaking, provided you're in a stall with the door closed, they might be that much more deterred, but you're going to get rumors as to whether or not you used to be a man. Though I hear that's more effective than saying
here's my
that you
mind
already
on
have
it.
one.
Here's my mind on it. Who gives a shit? Need to go. Toilet's completely full, and the men's toilet's completely empty. Toilets.
You do
fuck
what
it.
you've got to do. Oh, I hear you.
Ooh, hello, Dork. In chat,
Greetings, Dork Oracle.
you said your Streamlabs went off.
You did?
Money's at
Why
stake.
isn't it not alerting me to these things? What I miss? Wait,
I would have caught that, but my second one is fucking up, and I.
No audible alert whatsoever. That's
God
infuriating.
damn it, Arketer said take my goddamn.
Hey, I know it's
Doc.
first. You can back off, Roman. I'm taking the credit for this.
I'm sorry, Doc. I didn't recognize. Didn't realize you were in the chat.
Okay, just a second. I know what this was. Hopefully it was to my Streamlabs account, which will allow me to see the records, because if it was to the Direwolves, I have no access to that information. Then thank you, Dork Oracle. I would have hated to have missed it. Oh, egads. $5, but from who? Oh, Dork Oracle donated $5. Take my goddamn money. Well, if you insist, thank you very much. I'm going to put it to good use.
Honestly, can't wait till I get a proper salary job so I can just, whenever I want, just start fucking dishing out the money, making it rain on my favorite YouTubers.
I appreciate the thought on the hypothetical that I'm one of them. But certainly no pressure. And much appreciated, Dork Oracle. Thank you for informing me about it. That the message came through because there was absolutely no audio cue whatsoever, and I can't see a damn thing while this is down. Well, I can see this, of course, but it's sort of a necessity. How have you been, Dork Oracle? And this is open mic. Feel free to pop in.
She's in Australia, so she's probably sharpening a spear to keep the animals away.
Yeah, priorities are important.
That's what I like about the UK. You're not really going to get killed by anything so long as you're not stupid.
Oh yes, and I imagine Australians do that pretty well. What baffles me, and will continue to baffle me until the day I die, is how, on a island, continent, nation, what the hell have you, filled with some of the most deadly, insanely deadly and absurd creatures on the planet, have they been plagued by some toads?
I guess they've been so used to the most dangerous stuff, the mundane just confuses them at this point.
You know, you might not get killed by a venomous animal or whatever, but you can get arrested for a tweet, so fuck you guys.
Hey,
that's we need those Fort Police, alright? Naughty opinions are out there.
No, there's less police now because some police in Scotland got taken off duty and reprimanded because they called traffic cops traffic Nazis.
Which, to be fair, in their defense, they're not wrong. They are traffic Nazis.
They are. It's funny, but you know, you can't say the word Nazi now. You just can't do that. That's not a thing that happens
even the police
now.
are falling on their own sword. It's amazing.
Yes, and so are lots of people in the far left because they call everybody Nazi.
I mean,
you know, as annoying as it is to have the idiots calling everyone a Nazi, they really need to revisit this whole making it taboo thing. It's the same thing that Germany's done horribly, horribly wrong. There is a very thin line between the taboo and the sacred.
Let's not make the word Nazi sacred, shall we?
Let's not. Nazi should be a term that is not given any power whatsoever.
Well, you know, the government here wants to bring in a lot of the laws that you guys have. People are pissed.
Yeah, you can feel our bloody pain.
Oh, they're not instated yet. They want to, though.
Yes.
They want to do it. We won't allow it.
What it wants,
I mean,
it gets.
Once it gets worse.
What it wants, it gets. That's how the UK government works.
Oh, okay. Well, I doubt those laws will be coming anytime soon because, like, our country's not nearly as bad as yours with that stuff, and we already have yellow vests here.
Oh, it's a slow decline. Trust me, it's a very slow. You hardly notice it at first.
Oh, I noticed stuff. It starts with the schools, and it started with the schools.
God, I hate today's politics.
But this is a place where you can egg a politician on the back of the head and you won't get arrested.
But he will get slapped down and choked out for a bit. Which, by the way, while I am saying this, I don't mean this as a negative. Quite frankly, Look, I am not a person who approves of violence, but violence at that point was already initiated. So at that point, whatever settles it quickest makes sense, and nothing that politician did failed to make sense, nor his bodyguard staff.
Indeed.
That was a stupid little kid.
Yes.
And they're still trying to make him into a hero.
I don't really blame him for egging the politician though, because he was talking. The whole reason why that came about was because he put out a statement saying that it wasn't the fault of the mass shooter in New Zealand; it was the fault of the Muslims for moving to that country. Yeah,
that's a stupid thing to say, but by the moment you smash the egg, it changed the context.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, mind you, if he feels it's worth it, that's one thing.
Yes. Well, this is a country where one time one of our previous prime ministers was walking down the street with a media crew, and a guy walked up and punched the prime minister square in the face and walked off without anything happening to him. So there you go.
It sounds like Scotland.
Times have changed.
Yeah, Chrome crashed on me, so...
Welcome back.
It was all that RAM it was eating.
Oh, you're not using enough.
I would just say, like, violence is never the answer. I know it sounds heavy, it sounds cliche. Violence is not the answer.
Violence is definitely the answer.
No, hold on. Actually, Gray, I disagree.
Unless... in this current age, violence is never the answer, unless obviously there are, civil liberties in that risk. Like,
well,
peaceful protest. That's what I'm saying. Peaceful protest.
That is ideal. There are contexts in which violence can be the solution, but generally only after someone else has started violence.
Obviously, yeah. In self-defense. But what I'm saying is that person who threw the first punch should never have thrown the first punch in the first place.
No. And yes, you can all laugh at the egg smashing. I know Count Dankula did. I don't blame anyone for that. It was pretty funny from a lot of perspectives, but Ill did it back.
Yeah.
And what happened to him afterwards, that should be expected. He got off pretty well.
The fact they had no legal, repercussions was lucky as fuck. I don't know, did the kid get any legal repercussions or a fine or anything?
No.
I think so.
Okay, so yeah, you got lucky on that regard.
Well, not only that, there was a fundraiser on his behalf.
Oh, fucking hell.
He gave, the big media stunt there is that he gave, or was resolved to give most of it to charity.
It's true, I'm gonna go clock Theresa May in the face and get myself a nice little, screw my principles. If I can get money...
I think in this particular case you do that and he'll just vanish.
Well,
Yeah, for a while.
generally, Australians don't give a fuck about anything. It's like, oh, a kid egged me and I punched him in the face. Anyone get punished? No, who cares? Just let it be.
Let it ride.
Really, so long as no one's getting murdered, then that works too. And I don't really like the whole violence thing overall. I can't endorse
Violence is a last resort for the desperate.
Hi, Deathwing.
Oh, thanks, Deathwing.
Yes, we are talking about the cutbags known as politics. And politicians.
You know, there was a drama on Twitter where someone was trying to remind a politician that they were technically representatives, so they should sort of obeying the will of the people. Which the politician replied, "You're mistaken." Which I thought was pretty funny, but then someone suggested that, well, you know, it's true. Politicians can't exactly be mind slaves to people, can they? And that got me thinking, what's the one job that we really need to totally automate? Representatives. Robots don't care what the hell
we
they
don't.
do.
We don't really. Yeah, well,
Seems too easy to abuse.
UK system similar to Australian system. We don't choose the representative. We choose the party. When it comes to prime ministership mostly and other things in top levels of government, but we choose our local council people. That's about it.
Yeah, Theresa May wasn't even elected into our parliament. She kind of just got, like, we were in the middle of an election, and then they kind of stopped it and went, okay, she's prime minister now, even though no one voted.
Yeah,
nobody voted.
I mean,
That's,
we don't
I
even
have no
really.
kind of way to really stress how incredibly disturbing that sounds to someone who was raised with a certain respect for democracy. To hear that.
We don't even really choose the premier of our state. We vote for our local councilman, and depending on which party got the most votes within the local council people, that chooses the premier. And same goes for, like, with the prime ministership, you choose the party. But yeah, I'd love to choose our state premier, because I totally choose one party for a council member, but the party that's in now that I wanted for the council member, I don't want for the premiership, because they're ruining the state, and now we're in a lot of debt, and they've sold off all of our money-making assets to China and to places like that. And now, like, that she's run out of the money that she got a quick buck for selling off our money-making assets, she's now going, oh, I've run out of money again. What are we going to do? I hate my premier of my state.
Because I hate the whole, like, partial democracy representative bullshit. Like, half the people just vote on shit that's happening. Can we please just have a choice of what laws are made?
Robots leashed to a electoral system. Whatever they do is whatever the people voted on.
Nah. Because I know something like Poll is gonna abuse the shit out of it. Like, shit like that, they always find a way to abuse it.
I hear you. And it's entirely possible they could be hacked in some other disturbing way. But, on the other hand, is it significantly worse than what's in place now?
It could be. I can't tell the future, so it might be, it might not be. It could be a far better system or a far worse system.
Because total automation is coming, and it's going to come from a lot of the low-class jobs first. Not necessarily blue collar, white collar as well. Writing is increasingly outsourced to machines. But,
See, we're fine though, we're creatives. That's one thing they'll never be able to automate.
we hope.
A machine cannot have imagination.
Have you seen Google's deep dreaming?
No, and I don't want to.
Probably don't, no.
I'd rather live in ignorance.
In
thank
what,
you.
sorry?
Google's Deep Dreaming, an experiment designed to, well, basically teach machines to have an imagination.
Interesting.
Oh yes, and the result of it is surreal. Extremely surreal, but that's where it starts.
From Froman, to quote Minton Friedman, I hope I pronounced that right, if the government was put in charge of the Sahara Desert in 5 years, they would have a shortage of... And you know what? I completely agree.
As do I. Government is necessary, the point of contention with a lot of libertarians. It's almost inevitable, really, once you get past a certain population level, but it is necessary as a representative function. About the only chance you have to curb terrifying corporate powers, industry, and so on. Unfortunately, the reason government works for them too. And you can't have government get too big because, well, it goes very, very bad.
Yeah. Seems like there's no perfect system.
Bloody oath it goes back.
I'm
But
sorry,
at least we're not commies.
The government's big enough here. The government like runs absolutely everything in this country. Like, it's making healthcare worse and worse, in fact. Like, my son is going deaf. Within 6 months, he's lost a lot of his hearing since his last hearing test because he's on a wait list to see an ear, nose, and throat doctor, and he's been on a wait list for a year. It'll probably be another year and a half before he's actually seen, and it'll be a wait list again if he requires surgery, because there's like a wait list to see a specialist, and then after that a wait list to get the surgery. And yes, I've now had to take out expensive health insurance so I can actually get this sorted out before my son loses his hearing permanently. Now, I don't know how someone can live for well over a year and a half with so much fluid and pressure in their ears that nothing within their ear is moving, not even their eardrums.
Jesus.
But he knows no different now. I don't know how he deals with it, but, you know, it could be another year and a half before that's treated. So, private, it is.
Yeah. I think the NHS has got so bad here in the UK, people are now going private.
Well, that's why there needs to be private practice always. That's something that the US is going to fight tooth and nail on public option. Like the fact that it's all private, but the problem is that it's private in a way that is very, very rigged. You're dealing with insurance companies, negotiating with insurance companies, and apparently they can't be arsed to adjust prices whenever they're dealing with some regular poor bastard.
So I've not been keeping up with the times, and I keep hearing a name. What's going on in America with a man called Yang? Is he like a presidential
him.
electoral or something?
Yang and his Yang gang. Well, I'll be happy to discuss
Please don't
this
tell me
one
they call
if I
him Yang.
understand it. And that's what they call themselves, and it's a terrible idea. Basically, he is just straight up promising in his presidential bid to provide a universal basic income of $1,000 a month. And it sounds really nice in theory, but I don't think he knows how to make it work in the slightest. And he's also promised a lot of sheer insane garbage. He should be treated with extreme suspicion because while a UBI might eventually be quite necessary in the face of total automation, in his case, he's promising it will solve, well, everything. And no.
They really like to pick and choose what socialist points they like to push through, don't they? Because with the universal basic income comes other parts of socialism. You can't just pick and choose what parts of socialism you want. I mean, we have here, but that's just gotten more and more socialist as the time has gone on. So.
Just universal basic income is quite, in a way, that's quite dystopian. It's like, oh, you're alive. Here, have some money.
Universal basic income, where everybody gets like $500. Well, for some people in some cities, that's not enough to live off weekly or fortnightly or however often they would get it.
Oh yes.
And especially in this country where the population is 23 million, there's not enough time.
Where's this money coming from?
Who knows? We're in debt. I know that for sure. That's why we have a free trade agreement with China, and China is buying everything out from under us, including like our ports, our cattle farms, our everything.
But might repeat that because it broke up quite badly.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I was basically saying that like we're in debt to China, so we have a free trade agreement with China that the public never voted upon. It just happened. They decided for us, which is what the prime ministership is. We choose a party to decide shit for us. We don't get a vote on most things. And now China's buying everything out from under us, like our ports, our cattle farms, our railway, everything important, really.
You've been betrayed by our government. But then so is the UK.
I know, that's
That's
why we have yellow vests.
Godspeed your yellow vests.
Yeah, there's been a few yellow vest protests in the UK as well. Media never reports.
They've been bragging or making fun of it. But I've seen that on more than one occasion. Annoys the ever-living hell out of me.
I mean, Paris is still nearly crippled from the yellow vest protests, and that's never on the news.
Oh no. Look, the media is under terrifying monolithic control. It's not just the US. There are globalists, and they are scary powerful.
Oh, yes. And most people making fun of the yellow vest stuff is blue check marks that would never have to worry about situations like that.
Exactly. You can sit in the ivory towers and say, everybody, you're acting so ridiculously. And we've got the common man literally just fighting for our basic rights.
Well, it's either the blue check marks or the people that want open borders and like want to let, you know, illegals in everywhere, but they don't want to be held accountable for like caring for these people or paying for these people or giving them a place to stay. They want them to stay at the people with more money's home.
Why don't, with their open borders, don't they just, you know, open up their house and give all these people a place to stay? All these immigrants, you know,
because they have no room and no money. Apparently, the rich people should do it. Well, the rich people live in gated communities, so they don't have to worry about it. And the socialist young people claim not to have money, so they don't want to worry about it. So the middle class has to deal with it, unfortunately.
So yeah, the average person, they just get fucked over.
Yes.
I'm missing anything important. Don't mind.
Let's see, we got Death Wing. You know, the funny thing is, I'm actually working on a paper about socialism in the 1930s and today. Froman, all UBI is going to do is cause inflation, and if you monetize your debt like Germany did, a nation falls into economic collapse. And then Froman again, I just say, like Germany and Greece did, the US is doing it as well, but slower. don't really want to talk about Germany because Germany's political scenario. It's following a sequence that we saw roundabout in the 1930s. You know, where people are getting tired, and and the more nationalistic kind of politicians are getting in, and it is very similar to a certain time before where the same thing happened, and it ended up in a lot of deaths.
Yeah. And the same thing is happening in a lot of Western countries that happened to Germany in the 1930s. What's next, I wonder? It's funny, anti-Semitism is on a very high rise in the Labour parties and the Democratic parties and all of those sorts of parties on a particular side.
We'll wait and see what happens. I have a feeling, like as they say, history has a habit of repeating itself.
That is true, especially people who not only refuse to learn history, but actively try to bury it.
Which is bad.
That's why we can't have any of these memorials or records. Won't you think of their fields?
I mean, purging history. How do they not just look at that and think, yeah, that's bad? Like, even the good and the bad parts of history.
Well, speaking of purging history, could you believe that people in high school now were absolutely in shock and awe when they found out that 9/11 was a thing that actually happened? They legit thought it was a meme. These kids legit thought that the pictures of 9/11 and the memes from 9/11, all that stuff, they legit thought that all that stuff was actually a meme. They didn't know that 9/11 was a real thing until they learnt about it in school.
Christ, there's one for the footnote of history.
Oh boy.
Restart my computer. Nothing ever works.
I had a very interesting conversation on Twitter today with a man who wanted to dispose of Twitter online anonymity because of quote-unquote emotional terrorism.
Emotional terrorism. How about he stops being such a pussy?
Well, you see, people have said mean things, and he feels that they should be subject to more than mean words in return.
Somebody kept making fun of me online, someone help me.
In this case, it was wishing ill upon a niece, I believe. Classic uncouth, I hope your ex-relative is, I don't know how much I should say on the stream. Basically,
keep it very minimalistic.
Really quite a loathsome thing to say, but I don't know how he didn't really grasp the fact that, no, it doesn't matter what words are used, your response should be words. And I hope he got the point that I was trying to make to him when I said that, boy, that sure is horrible. It sure is the words of someone who is revealing themselves as a loathsome sack, pulsating husk of human waste, a miserable, impotent geyser of impotent bile, likely doomed forever to be looked down upon as an embarrassment to humanity and objective proof of his parents' utter failure. That's how I respond to that sort of comment. Words.
Exactly.
Words for words. Violence for violence.
I mean, I would love to throw that person on 4chan for a day and just see how. They'd probably
Oh,
be in.
that'd be funny.
They'd just be
You
in
know,
the fetal position.
I mean, you could do that, but a lot of countries, including my country, has blocked 4chan because my country has blocked a lot of people from visiting a lot of sites. Now they included 4chan. I was pissed off enough when they included some of my anime sites.
Well, not just
Well,
4chan now, and thanks to NZ, BitChute has been filtered out in some countries.
Seriously?
Unfortunately, yes.
Wow.
Well, even
BitChute's next.
Milo Yiannopoulos was barred from entering my country on character grounds. On character grounds, and you know what party barred him from entering the country? The party that supposedly has some of the same views as he does, even though they don't show it anymore. Everybody knows they've been taken over by the left, and now the Labour Party is far left, and we don't actually have a major right-wing party in this country anymore. But they still try and pretend that, oh yeah, we have right-wing people here. No, you're now literally the Liberal Party that is in America, except worse.
Look, being right-wing isn't bad. Being alt-right, very bad, and far-right, very bad. Just having like right-wing opinions, conservative opinions and the like, not a bad thing. I don't understand why people can't get that.
Not. And I don't understand why they banned Milo from this country. And like, maybe they were pissed off that every show he did was like sold out to the point where he had to put on another show in the same place, and then they were sold out. Like, who knows? I don't know. The media spins it as he's a racist misogynist, though, every time he comes here.
Those words have no meaning anymore.
Well, all of the media here is left-wing. Like, I'd be pressed for anyone to find a right-wing media in this country. There is none. We have to search far and wide across the internet to find the right details of things happening in our country.
Need your own Fox News. Dingo News.
I mean, we do have a Fox News, like, because we have cable, and we have Sky News and stuff like that. So, like, our cable is called Foxtel, so you can guess. But and they're not even that right wing.
I think it's the closest you're going to get these days.
To be honest, England isn't too good either. Everything's a left-wing media. There's no right-wing media here.
I mean, the BBC is just propaganda.
Speaking of which...
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Speaking of which, I have a friend that's very, very left-wing. She like agrees with videos that Vice puts out. She has very left-wing views. I have to point out a lot of the time that all the videos that those people put out have a lot of jump cuts. Have you ever wondered what happens in between those things? And she genuinely believes that the BBC isn't allowed to lie. They have to tell the truth all the time, and the BBC is never disingenuous.
The BBC can lie. It's not even illegal for the
They're
BBC.
government-funded liars.
Yeah, but it's government funded, therefore they're not allowed to lie. It's we got into an argument about it, but we're still friends and everything. So it's proof that a right wing and a left wing person can be friends, no matter how left wing SJW.
Oh yeah. So you take politics out of the whole equation, yeah.
Oh, we can still speak on politics and be civil.
Yeah, really.
Not all
politics
SJWs.
civilly is not a problem when you realize you're speaking to another person and not a subhuman monster.
Exactly. It's okay to disagree.
Destroy everyone.
Arketer, I disagree with you yesterday, so you're a subhuman monster.
You know, like that. Don't do what Steam just did.
I mean, it's a really easy way to get along. All right, all it takes is one step. All right, everybody can get along fine. Just don't be a cunt. Just get along. Who cares what the other person's political view is? The odds are we're all going to die in nuclear fire anyway, so let's get along while we can.
Indeed.
Indeed. I mean, I understand the mindset. I used to be fairly left-wing myself until I got sick of the
Same.
lies and hypocrisy.
People are left-wing until they go out and get a job.
Truth.
Once you actually start living life as an adult, you become a bit more level-headed. In most cases.
Ideally.
Ideally.
Majority of cases.
Yeah.
Then you've got that very loud minority. But that comes into my other rule: don't be a cunt.
Let's just say.
Well, I mean,
I know a lot of people who are in their 40s and they still haven't grown.
Those are very,
since they
very
were
sad,
17.
unfulfilled people.
Yeah, they are.
Like all the liberal art teachers.
Oh god, yeah. I have to deal with them on a daily basis in a liberal arts college.
Mm.
Tell us perfect about my college though, like because I've actually went out and I've worked. I've spent about 4 years in full-time work, and I'll go out, I work out, and I'm not huge, but it's a liberal arts college. I'm the biggest guy there, so I can wear whatever t-shirts I fucking want. Like, I actively wear a anti-EU t-shirt there. I get some fucking great looks from people, but nobody's ever called me out on it. Fucking
the
great.
college I used to go to, there was actually there was a dress code, but the dress code was no crop tops, no high heels, and no clothes with swearing on them. I never broke those rules. I wore my steampunk stuff. That doesn't break my rule. Doesn't break the rules at all. Was there for 3 years, and around the 3rd year, this person went, "Oh, well, you have to cover up," and it's like, well, I am.
Okay,
like,
let me go get my hijab, shall I?
Yeah, like I'm wearing like steampunk clothing. What is so revealing? And she went, "Oh well, the cleavage, and showing cleavage is not against dress code." And I remember
For a woman,
her reasoning was, well, I got a complaint from one of the teachers, and he feels very uncomfortable. And it's like, oh, okay, so teacher got a bonus, so therefore I should cover up. Nice.
They should be doing more maybe some research into the teacher in that situation.
Yeah.
Just.
That's like, oh, well, he felt so. And it's like, I don't care what he fucking feels.
You should have just gone up to every lecturer and just act a bit flirty, test the waters there, and just so you can pinpoint which one. Because as soon as you find the really fucking awkward one, you start sweating when you get near. You found him.
Is my college. I remember my old college. Was like, oh, pro-feminism, free the nipple, all this stuff, and it's like, well, as soon as
I'm fine if women want to go around topless.
Yeah, and as soon as it's like, oh, that's completely fine and all, but as soon as I give a teacher a boner, oh no, that's too far, man. Like, a steampunk chick that didn't break the rules once get, wearing appropriate attire of the course she chose. Oh no, that's not allowed.
You're hitting one of the core things behind this. Holding other people responsible for how you react to something. They were
Well,
holding you responsible
personally,
for how he reacted to you.
Well, I'd be flattered, Steam, personally.
Well, I would
That's
be
just
flattered.
me.
I would be flattered if they weren't trying to force me to wear normal clothes when I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know. Just but yeah, no, it's like the remember the oh so liberal colleges, they're all fine with you wearing clothes until when the teachers isn't okay with it, and then you have to buy a whole new wardrobe. Cunts. Yeah, my college was massive hypocrites because I remember the teachers would actually wear high heels. And the reason why you don't wear high heels in my college is because the floors are not equipped to it. It's incredibly dangerous and stupid to wear high heels in my old college. And I remember the teachers constantly wore high heels and crop tops. But if the students did it, then oh no, they're bad. No, they need to change and all that stuff. But the teachers did it. But it's like, yeah, it's incredibly dangerous if you did it though, because there's machines everywhere and.
Honestly, it sounds like their college did not treat you as adults.
No, it did
Which
not.
sounds like the worst fucking possible thing a college or university could do. It's just...
No,
It should be
the college.
surprising. At this point, none of the governments involved here are treating adults like adults.
Yeah, it's like no, my old college was like Yeah, no, it's funny. They would use the excuse of, well, we're preparing you for the workplace, forgetting the fact that the majority of people who go to college are already in the workplace.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a valid argument. Oh, I don't know, in high school or whatever the
Exactly, yeah.
is.
Yeah, that's something for secondary school. When you're telling that to a bunch of college kids, keep in mind, everyone who goes to college either has has a baby or a job or both.
My
That's
college
not
gave me
very.
if my college started treating me like a child, I would fucking raise hell.
Oh no, I was almost about to leave, but then they kind of forced me to stay. Colleges can blackmail you in a way. Legal blackmail.
Government approved blackmail.
Government approved blackmail. Yeah, that's it. So I had to finish my course, and I still didn't dress the way they want me to dress because that would mean having to buy a brand new wardrobe, which they were not going to pay for. So I was like, "Fuck you!" Then, not buying a whole new
Sounds
wardrobe
right.
just because you feel awkward about me having boobs.
I, for one, support women, and I believe if they want to go topless, they should be able. So long as their weight is below a certain threshold.
Immediately, I thought the salt block when I first heard was some sort of scheme by a frat somewhere.
If that's true, fucking geniuses.
I have to wonder. I mean, I get the sentiment. No thing a person wears or doesn't wear excuses violence or abuse, but that's just pretty silly.
Mm.
I'm just kind of missing the point. When it comes to censorship, it's never really been so much men concerned with women's modesty. It's women concerned with women's modesty.
Yeah, that's usually the case. It's like Because the
I don't
the
understand it.
teacher who told me that I need to cover up more was a woman. Like,
More power to your sister. Let those tits be free.
yeah,
Preach it.
free the nipple. We like to see the tits. No, but it's really funny because I remember them like I remember her having a problem with the way I dress. Keep in mind the course I was in front of a computer all day, every day.
Should have just shot back at her, so what, just because I wear it better than you, bitch.
Yeah.
Drop mic, leave room.
Yeah. It's like the only reason why you don't wear crop tops and high heels to that college is simply because the floors are just unsafe for the high heels. Like it's just you're just an idiot if you wear high heels there. And crop tops, well, it's self-explanatory why. I mean, belly exposed and shit. But yeah, no, everything else was completely fine. And all I did was sit in front of a computer. I was like, they could have gotten any other of the students. Like there was literally a student who wore this t-shirt and you could basically see her breasts.
Nice.
Like she wasn't wearing a bra or anything. You could basically see her breasts. No, you would say it was nice, but she was fat. Yeah, that should.
Yeah, let me be honest here, right here, Steam. Gray's being polite. I don't think there are that many men who go, "Oh, fat boobs."
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like there was literally people who wore really skimpy outfits, like stuff that they really shouldn't have got away with, and they just got away with it, no problem. Me showing a little bit of cleavage, oh nah.
I want to point out, the reason I dislike fat boobs is I am worried about their health.
Well, the reason why I don't like fat boobs is because I find it vile and disgusting, and I don't like fat fucks.
Well, you also have to remember fat people.
Thank Christ there's a woman that can say what I can't.
You also have to remember, if you want to convince any teenage girl to not support fat acceptance, just say, hey, come here. Did you know being fat means you're going to have saggy tits? You'll be amazed how many teenage girls be like, oh, I'm not for fat acceptance anymore.
Probably because it's incredibly unhealthy, and you don't want to die at the age of 30. Would be my main concern.
Just tell them your tits will get saggy if you want to be fat. It's incredibly effective.
I just realised I could be used that pretty much as a weapon. It's like, hey, saggy tits, lass. You know, we want to take a few.
Yeah, no, there's people who was like borderline naked and they just got away with it scot-free. And I was like,
I am concerned the head is going to fit on this, but the audio.
I have a theory it was because of my politics, because it did come out that I wasn't. That's when the rumors started about me being a Nazi happened. So it could have been political related. I'm not sure. Although that would make sense. The timing is pretty spot on.
I want to point that out. I won't judge a woman's character if they're fat, or I won't judge anybody's character if they're fat, but I will judge their choices. Like, because as soon as I hit the 20 stone mark, I thought, that needs sorting. So, immediately joined the gym. Fucked my back up. Had to miss a week. The back and the gym were unrelated.
I had to live with a person with a binge eating problem for a while. Not like people go, oh, well, it only affects me. No, it doesn't. It affects other people too. Especially if you're buying the food.
I'm sure there was a gravitational pull joke there.
If you want to know if you're obese, throw an apple at a fat person.
Like,
I'm sorry, how does that determine whether or not you're obese?
the apple will orbit them. That was a Family Guy joke, wasn't it? I can't remember. I remember something about Brian throwing like shit at Peter, and it just started revolving around him. And throws the TV at him, and it's just like every time the TV goes around, it's like, ah, and the TV goes around.
Was that a Family Guy? Was that a Family Guy reference? I'm not entirely sure.
I definitely remember that being a joke in Family.
I think I was thinking that was a Simpsons reference.
It could very well be.
I mean, Family Guy did steal a lot from The Simpsons, so...
Yeah. Honestly, I can't remember like all the old Simpsons episodes. It was so long ago.
To be fair, everyone stole everything from The Simpsons, because The Simpsons has done everything.
Yeah, Simpsons done everything.
Because Matt Groening... No. Yes, creator of Simpsons, Matt Groening, right?
Matt Groening, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he is a very good writer. Just look at Futurama. Like he's very good at what he does. It's just at this point, Simpsons is more of a paycheck.
Well, no, Matt Groening doesn't work on The Simpsons anymore.
Does he not?
No, he's working on a new show called
Disenchantment.
Disenchantment, yeah.
Was it Disenchanted?
He
I
hasn't
never
worked
remember.
on Simpsons anymore. He hasn't worked
Yeah, that's
on.
what baffles
hasn't...
me. Disenchanted is really, really bad. What happened?
I really liked
I
it.
don't know.
Really, I didn't.
I haven't really seen his new show, so I can't really say. But what I do know is he hasn't worked on The Simpsons for years, and that's why the quality's gone down. His name is still there.
Okay.
People working on it, but at the moment he's just the producer. He's no longer the director. He's really much give the reins to other people who don't know how to do it properly.
Well, myself, Arketer, and millions of other people think that Matt's new show is shit.
I have not seen his new show, so I cannot say.
Well, that's an opinion, so an opinion can be neither wrong or right.
Very true, Gray. I don't like it. Clearly, Dork Oracle doesn't. There's no reason you shouldn't like it if you do. I wanted to like it. I did. Just every single joke fell flat for me personally.
A lot of I don't know. Maybe it resonates with the British audience more because like everybody I talk to in Britain really likes it.
But anyway, what does the chat say?
Oh God. I found it very funny.
Really?
And then you make a joke like that.
But really, what's the chat?
Let's see. Angry Froman said, "Let freedom boing," which I assume is going to be to let the titties roam free. And damn it, Chadwick is agreeing with him. Izu says, "Yes, that was from Family Guy."
Okay.
Dylan Rush is here. Says, "Hey guys." Green Thunder. And that's about it. I shall scroll up to see if I missed anything.
I do like Futurama more than The Simpsons, though.
Oh yeah, I think like 90% of people would.
Yeah, yeah. I think
The Futurama was so well thought out. Everything was planned from the beginning, and
Yeah.
they've always had this thing which I've called the Futurama effect, where they can be funny, like they can do some really funny shit, but when they want to like switch over and be like emotional, they can do that with such finesse. Like there are some very powerful moments of.
it wasn't until like the later seasons when Matt Groening left. There seems to be a theme. Every time Matt Groening leaves, the show gets worse.
He's a decent writer.
Yeah. I don't know, like, the show was really, really good up until a couple of seasons ago, and then the quality went down a lot. So
I don't know. I reckon Futurama stayed pretty consistent.
that's some cool stuff.
So some of the newest series, yeah, they fell a bit short, but they were still all right.
Yeah. This I haven't really seen all of the new series yet, so.
And the movies were, apart from Beyond the Green Yonder, I think it was called, or something like that. The movies.
I like it when I like the one when Bender goes to hell.
Oh, Robot Hell.
Robot hell. I love the devil. He's just a big pansy.
Oh, he's so camp. It's great. Very theatrical.
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes actually related to that. When he swaps hands with Fry.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have my hands back. Your hands keep touching me in places. Yeah, they'll get around. Really good ending as well. I think that was the last episode of the series. Before they cancel it. Yeah, they cancelled it, and that was the last episode until they reboot it again. Just a really warm ending. Oh, and it made it made me like it, like the episode, because I usually hate musical episodes, but that was a really fucking good episode.
So to be fair, I haven't watched Futurama in a while, but
Same, I need to go rewatch.
Yeah. Bender is definitely my favorite character. Actually, I've noticed that anything John DiMaggio's in, it seems to be my favorite character so far. For instance, Adventure Time, I really like Jake. For Futurama, I really liked Bender. Yeah.
Futurama, Professor Farnsworth all the way.
Good news, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yes, extraordinary example of someone with an iconic voice. The first clear examples of one that you could read and then hear in your head.
I have actually. I haven't finished Adventure Time, so no one spoil it for me. But I have actually watched.
They all die.
Adventure Time. Oh, fuck you!
I'm kidding. I haven't watched it all either.
Good. But
so I could be wrong. All right.
I noticed that people have been. I do know that in the finale, apparently people have a problem with Princess Bubblegum and Marceline kissing, going, "Oh, it's SJW propaganda," and it's like. I'm watching these episodes and I'm going hang on, they're subtly hinting that they were a lesbian couple seasons before the season finale. What the fuck? Everyone said it was out of the blue sort of thing, and here I'm seeing an established thing that they had. They're just not outwardly telling you about it. They're just hinting at it, and you people up your own asses. I'm just saying.
Well, if anyone noticed, they're probably gonna think much sooner.
Yeah, it's like I'm watching it and it's like I can see a dip in quality in some areas, but then other areas it gets brought up again, and it seems to be doing pretty well. Like I don't like I don't know, maybe the last season it will be absolutely awful and I'll hate it, but it's like at the moment it's going fine.
Well,
Not everything has to be,
I'm probably never gonna bother
Rick
watching
and
the
Morty deep.
final season myself. Not because it's bad, awful, or says anything politically annoying, but rather because it seems to have gotten way too serious for my preference.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I do know that like there's some episodes where I actually like the more serious episodes.
I'm fine with
Way more
like a
interesting.
good show becoming a bit more serious every now and then, but when they like dedicate an entire series to like these long spiraling storylines, everything is serious and like
I'm
takes away the magic.
I'm pretty okay with it, to be honest. That's probably because I'm weird, but I don't know. But I don't know. I'm pretty okay with it, and from what I'm seeing, it's like, yeah, it's dark, but it's still got humor in it. So it's not Rick and Morty. Basically, it's not Rick and Morty when they try and put the emotional music and suddenly go, oh, we're emotional and deep now, and it's like you've been making fart jokes for like the last 20 minutes. Like at least in Adventure Time, it's not like that. There's actual consistency to it. It isn't just hit the emotional music. So I kind of appreciate on that sort of thing. I'm starting to think that maybe people are saying it's bad because Rebecca Sugar had a hand in this thing, but not realize that she didn't actually.
I don't know
She
who that
didn't
is.
take over. Rebecca Sugar is the person who made Steven Universe.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, well, it's a show that people don't like, which is fine. But
Is it SJWE?
it is SJW, and I think people don't like it because Rebecca Sugar's got a hand in the show. But from what I've seen, the Adventure Time show doesn't seem SJW to me. If anything, it seems very anti SJW in some of its messages. And Rebecca Sugar, I don't think people realize that Rebecca Sugar is not doing the entire project like she did with Steven Universe. She's just helping in the show, not actually doing any of the story or the animation,
Alright.
because she can do other things other than that.
Spike Fontaine in chat says you have the steady hands of a surgeon, director.
Oh, very flattering.
I still wouldn't trust you to do my heart, but
I wouldn't trust me to do your heart either. I don't claim to be a medical professional.
But
exactly.
yeah,
He's a director, not a doctor.
but yeah, from what
God
I've
damn it,
seen,
Jim.
from what I've seen, Adventure Time seems to be an okay show. Like.
I mean, I enjoyed the small amount that I watched of it. I thought it was quite fun or whimsical, with these really, really dark undertones, like when you look in the background and shit.
Yeah, it's kind of fun actually. Like whenever the dark undertones comes up, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
Like, it just gives you this weird sense of foreboding.
I think my favorite episodes is one with Marceline and Simon, because it's just interesting. Like the dementia allegory is really amazing. But they presented it in a way it's still understandable to kids, instead of just and I find it really fun. Like whenever those episodes come up, it's like, oh my god, this world has gone to absolute shit. And then you see all this like lovely cotton candy island with rainbows and sunshine, and then you look a little past it, and it's like, Oh, okay. Wow, the Earth really got to shit before it became a, unicorn paradise.
Yeah. Like they always had little hints and little side things that like this was an apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
Like even in the intro, like you see like ruined tanks in the background, and, like ruins, like buildings and shit.
Yeah,
It's subtle, but you know.
Yeah, it's like the hills. Like I didn't notice it when I first watched it, but then later on I realized, wait, these hills are fallen buildings.
Yeah. It's very clever how they did it.
Yeah, it's like I didn't notice it until a couple episodes later. I was going, these are fallen buildings. Like, holy shit.
I think it's something to do with the art style. Like the art style to it's just really well done.
Yeah. I kind of like the simplistic art style. It allows.
It works.
Yeah, I think it allows more animation for them. Which, by the way, if people don't know, animation is not the same thing as style. For instance,
Yeah.
Archer has got amazing style, but has shitty animation, while Adventure Time has amazing animation, but not so great style. There's a difference there. A better example would be Rick and Morty has amazing animation, but shitty style. There you go.
I disagree with that one, but yeah.
Well, no, like, I know that their style is supposed to be ugly. I got no problem with it, but it's still not amazing style. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, no, I was really impressed, like, of how much they actually put thought into the show.
The hell was that noise?
I'm afraid I didn't hear it. Can you describe it?
No, I don't think I can.
It's his controllers. Sometimes his controllers makes noise.
Oh. Right. Yes, sorry. When it was in function, I'm afraid it might have gone a bit too close to the mic there. That's probably it.
That's fine. Now that I know what it is, I've been hearing it all like during the stream. It's not really. It sounds like vibrating.
That's because that's exactly what's going on. If you heard that and I was holding this to my crotch, you would have cause to be a bit suspect. I don't know why it vibrates.
Yeah.
I didn't really bother to shut it off either. Just indicates that it's interacting.
Okay, so now I know what Arketer does with those in his bedroom. Got it.
Worst place is holes on the top of them.
Ah.
God, just trying to think more jokes. Nothing's coming.
More jokes?
How about you having a intercourse with your
Yes,
control?
only grateful for this.
I did not have sexual intercourse with that controller.
No sexual relations with these controllers whatsoever, I can assure you. I do wonder why Microsoft saw fit to install that, though. I got the impression that they might have been expecting to appeal to a certain demographic.
Mm. Oh, I did. I also watched Wander Over Yonder, which is
Watched what?
Wander Over Yonder. It's a very good kids show. It's made by Craig McCracken, the same guy who made Powerpuff Girls. The original Powerpuff
What's
Girls.
his name again?
Craig McCracken.
Craig McCracken.
The original. He made the original Powerpuff Girls, not the reboot.
I think his first name wasn't Phil, eh?
But no, I saw Wander Over Yonder, and the first season's good, but the second season, there's only 2 seasons. It got cancelled, unfortunately. But oh man, I love the second season. Dominator is definitely my favorite character. And the best thing is they don't make her a sympathetic villain like they do with most things. She's literally just destroying planets and basically the entire galaxy because she's bored. That's it. She's bored and an evil cunt, and she's amazing. And oh god, it's great. Yeah, Wonder of Yonder it's kind of a love letter to the Looney Tunes a little bit, but in space.
The Looney Tunes, but in space.
Kind of. It's actually really fun. It's just goofy fun. But season 2 is more. I guess it's more serious because it's a little more serious, but it's still really fun. But the only reason why it's a little more serious is because they heard that they were getting cancelled, and they were like, "Well, this is our final, season. We might as well, make it count."
You might as well just kill everybody.
No, they didn't. No one died.
That's not really a season finale, then, is it?
It's good. It's a good season finale, and it's supposed to be for kids.
Exactly.
Kids.
What a perfect way to teach kids the world. All the things you love will die.
It's actually got some pretty dark humor in it, which is actually pretty cool.
They always sneak that stuff in for the adults, though.
Yeah. No, but it is good though. I see like all these awesome kid cartoons like that, and like kid cartoons like Gravity Falls and Wonder Over Yonder and all that stuff. And then people go, "Oh, 80s cartoons are so much better," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll look at the 80s cartoons." They'll look at the 80s cartoons. I'm like going, "Oh, the cringe! Ow! Oh, the cringe! It hurts."
I miss the 80s.
Yeah, you can.
Not that I was there to experience them, but I still miss them.
You can just almost taste the company behind it going, "We need to sell these kids these shitty toys, make a cartoon about it."
It's probably why they fucking rebooted Star Wars. We need to sell more toys.
Because I've noticed that people who say like the 80s cartoons are good, they're only thinking of the good 80s cartoons. They're not thinking of the mountains of shit that came out of it. Came out of the 80s. That's a problem when they wear nostalgic
lenses.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong, some rose tinted walls.
It's like I gave 80s media a chance, and I do like some things. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate everything.
80s had the waviest synth. Alright. That's the very good things came out of the 80s.
Yeah, lots of good things came out of the 80s, but so much shit came out of the 80s too. But people don't want to remember the shit, they just want to remember the good stuff.
That's just the human condition.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, name me one cartoon in the 80s that was bad." My Little Pony and the Care Bears. I named 2.
MLP, that was a fucking curse.
Oh god, you think MLP was bad now? I think MLP has improved. The 80s MLP made me want to kill myself.
I don't think anyone says the modern MLP was bad. Certainly, I don't think I've ever seen someone say with a straight face that the property it was based on was superior.
No.
I've never talked about it with anybody until now.
It's just no. It's like 80s MLP was really bad. Like, oh god. But then I saw one episode of the modern one. It's alright. The modern one's actually massive improvement. It's
I
not
think
for
more of
me.
the fans that came along with them.
Well, yeah. It's like it's not for me, and I'm definitely not the target audience, quite obviously. But it's a decent show. You compare it to the 80s one. The 80s one was just bad.
The only people watching MLP were the unintended audience. Like none of the intended audience are watching MLP.
Oh yeah, no, it's all bronies. I understand that. But no, I was basically people saying, "Oh, the 80s cartoons are so much better." It's like there are some 80s cartoons that are good. Danger Mouse, fucking great. I can see why Transformers was actually pretty good. At least the episodes where they gave a shit. There are some good 80s ones, but people do forget about the mountains of shit that came out.
You do indeed. And regarding Transformers, for example, they talk about how the Maple-Beefins were basically just utter schlock, crapped out to cash in on toys and such, but that's true to the nature of the original series!
Yeah, that's the whole point.
It was mostly repurposed anime that they didn't want to use as anime, so...
Well, it's like people were having a massive cry about the She-Ra reboot. So I was like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch the original She-Ra, and then I'm going to watch the reboot, sort of thing. So I watched the original She-Ra, and I want to wash my eyes out with bleach because, oh god, the colours hurt my eyes. And on top of that...
the bleach won't.
And on top of that, like, again, it was basically like, I'm He-Man's long-lost twin sister, and please buy the toys.
The order number is in the cartoon credit.
Yeah. No, actually, yeah, no, the order number was in the cartoon credits. I'm not even fucking kidding. Sometimes the order number came up during the cartoon. I'm not even fucking kidding. And like there was no it was not enjoyable at all. Like the entire time I watched it, I was like, just fucking kill me. But then I watched the reboot, and it's like, again, the reboot's bland. The reboot is forgettable, but it didn't make me want to die. So it's an improvement. And the colour palette is actually nice.
See what chat thinks. Let's see, the next 6 minutes, it says, I miss the snorks. Let's see,
and thank you for
Roger Wilco 98. I like Transformers, Master Universe, DuckTales, and a bunch of single episode stuff. Izu liked the real Ghostbusters, and let's see.
The real
Roger Wilco
Ghostbusters
98
were fantastic. Now that's something that's dear to me. In fact, they weren't really alone in being good. There were sequels, cartoon sequels, like the Extreme Ghostbusters. Not bad at all.
Actually,
they were kind of built around the Burger King Kids Club model.
I did actually like the Ghostbusters cartoons. They were actually pretty funny in their own way.
And talk about toys that will never come again. Ghostbuster toys, the real Ghostbuster toys, were just made you feel bad to be a poor kid.
That's fair. Yeah, no. After seeing the new She-Ra, I was like going, "This is an improvement from the old She-Ra. The old She-Ra is absolute shit. The new She-Ra at least doesn't want to make me bleach my eyes out." So, new She-Ra wins by the fact that I don't want to commit suicide over this one.
I'm trying to figure like the cartoons I used to watch when I was younger. God damn it!
I like Danger Mouse. I still do.
Yeah, what I remember is Invader Zim because we were talking about it recently.
Yeah, Invader Zim was pretty good.
That was fucking great.
Yeah.
Johnny Bravo was one as well.
Oh god, Johnny Bravo. you
Teaching
know,
kids the fine art of harassing women.
Count Duckula was one of my favorite shows when I was a kid.
Count what? Sorry.
Count Duckula is a show in the.
You say that, all I hear is
90s.
Count Dankula.
No, Count
It's quite possible
Duckula.
he was an influence.
Yeah, probably. Count Duckula was. Roger says he hates Duckula. No.
I cannot remember that
Huge
show.
fan of Decula myself, but you know, it's really novel. The idea of a vegetarian vampire.
Oh, Recess was another one I watched. Honestly, how many
Danger Mouse
people?
was. I was thinking about well, because I was going through the 80s stuff, I was like, maybe I should watch Danger Mouse. And I watched Danger Mouse again, and yeah, no, the quality still holds up. Like, it's not greatly well animated. Like most episodes are completely in the black. But what makes the series works is the fact of it's just Danger Mouse and Penfold's banter and wits just on their own. It's great. And you know, like I now know it's like, oh yeah, limited animation and all that stuff. Animation's not great, but how they managed to use humor in that show was really fun. Like, and I still enjoyed it today. It was like, yeah, this is great. And then I saw the reboot of Danger Mouse, and the BBC made reboot Danger Mouse fight a toilet. A toilet and a snowman. And they made Penfold smart, and the funny German scientist has been replaced with a Mary Sue woman scientist that isn't funny at all.
God damn it. Looks like if they're German, you get the funny accent, like the evil genius kind of complex going on.
Yeah,
I saw
it's
that.
like... God damn it. And Penfold is apparently smart in the reboot, which is terrible, and is played by the guy... What's his name? Fuck. He every time he shows up in a movie, the movie always gets worse. What's his name? I can't remember. Oh, and Baron von Griebach has been cut out of the new series completely because it might scare the kiddies. So the BBC's going downhill, and it seems like Cartoon Network and Disney's actually going uphill. So
it will scare the kids, they said.
Yeah, that scare the kids.
What the fuck is going to happen if there's another war?
I don't
Who
know.
the hell are we going to send?
We'll send the trans woman.
Well, yeah, for sure. There's only one kind of triggering that's going to go on there. Ain't gonna be doing with a fucking gun.
Yeah, no. So there are 80 shows that were really good. I wouldn't say the animation's good because, yeah, no, the animation was not good. But there are some shows that literally just went off wit alone, which I really like.
Something I'd watched obsessively when I was a kid was The Land Before Time. Absolutely obsessed with those movies.
Oh, Land Before Time was banned in my house when I was a kid.
Seriously?
Why?
Yeah,
well, a lot of things were banned in the house. Harry Potter was banned. Yeah, Harry Potter was banned in the house. Witchcraft. But we were allowed to watch. We were allowed to watch The Prince of Egypt, which was funny.
Hey,
yeah,
Dylan Rush, you get it.
But yeah, no, nothing with dinosaurs or witchcraft usually. Although some
You know,
things got passed
I
on
was
that.
constant. I was thinking, it's like, why wouldn't they allow dinosaurs? Like, of course, Theory of Evolution,
Yes.
Christians, of course. God, I feel so bad for creationist kids. They have dinosaurs. That's such a fucking horrible thing to have ripped away from you. What kid didn't love dinosaurs?
Technically, a lot of things were banned in the house, but because my dad never really checked the videos we bought when we got them from charity shops,
Ha,
a lot of things did get passed. Especially
fucking contraband.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. I watched that. I watched that video when I was way too young. And well, the thing is the video I bought, like, basically, I don't know what happened. I think the video was in the wrong case. So I think my dad thought he bought something which was child friendly, and then it turned out to be not child friendly.
It turned out to be Watership Down.
Oh no, I watched Watership Down. My dad had to. I remember my dad had to get rid of that video. Because
Fun fact: they only stopped paying off the money from the lawsuits in 2016.
really?
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, yeah, like, here's the thing, Watership Down was never actually supposed to be for children. It was actually supposed to be for an adult audience, but the BBC went like, oh, well, this is a cartoon, so therefore children, even though the story was never meant for children.
Well, people like back then, people just saw cartoon rabbits and just immediately assumed. Like the guy who made it was kind of a pioneer of animation at the time. He's like, "What if we made animation and cartoons?"
Yeah.
For
Well,
adults?
the thing is they like, I keep hearing like, oh, well, back in the 70s, people like we got away with violence and murder. No, you couldn't. Fucking, like, when they're pointing to like wizards from Ralph Bakshi and Plague Dogs and Watership Down, people don't realize that they weren't originally supposed to be for children. Ralph Bakshi does adult animation, but he tried to make a children's cartoon, but even then, the children's cartoon was only supposed to be for 13-year-olds and up. And instead, the company he was working with put it on a PG.
Next 6 minutes. Fuck off! I ain't watching Plague Dogs. Alright. I've heard enough.
In Watership Down and Plague Dogs, it was supposed to be for adults, but English animation studios were like, "Oh, well, this is a cartoon, so this is obviously meant for children." And
That's
it's
the
like,
thing. Like watching rabbits get the like tear each other's throats out and rip each other open. Like I can deal with that. Dogs dying though, that would probably scar me.
yeah,
When I'm 6, when I'm 26.
that's
you know.
understandable. But it's basically the case of these animation projects were never meant for children in the first place. You know, never meant for young children in the first place. And then you get these people going like, well, animation back then was a lot more brave and bold and blah blah blah. It's like, no, they were just, you know, mischaracterized.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like just back then, cartoons were for kids.
Actually, no, cartoons were
was it?
actually invented for adults. It only became stigmatized.
Oh yeah, because it was
as
war
children's
propaganda,
cartoons.
like with fucking Looney Tunes and shit.
Yeah, with the
Then you get past that, and the notion became cartoons are for children, like on TV and shit. So then it's kind of how it went out. Watership Down came out.
That's more Hanna-Barbera's fault, because they market it towards like, oh, animation's for children, not for adults, even though animation was originally invented for adults. Like Tom and Jerry was considered an adult cartoon that has so much violence in it.
Seriously, that didn't seem like violence, like really horrific violence.
Yeah, no, that was actually intended for adults. Like, that wasn't supposed to be for children.
Actually, that really shouldn't surprise you, Gray. To this day, we have people who don't understand that even children can tell the real from the unreal. Cartoons were at the time often far too violent.
I, John, yeah, I can see that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
Like,
it's just how it was.
Whenever my parents couldn't be bothered to deal with me, they'd always put Tom and Jerry on and slap me in front.
Oh yeah, because after a while, people kind of got desensitized to most violence. But back then, like seeing violence like that, that's like, oh, that's a very adult thing,
Which I find really weird after the Great War and everything. It all, Tom and Jerry was 1940s? Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I'm learning so much new stuff! Tom and Jerry was like during the war!
Yeah.
Fuck!
But yeah, no, I did watch Watership Down when I was a kid. But
Same!
My dad had to get rid of the video. Like, it's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite movies now, Watership Down. But when I was a kid, so what my dad does was he used to put the video in and then would have to do something in the other room and just leaves us to watch the video. So he saw rabbits with cute little rabbits on a box. So he put it in. I had to go to So basically, I had night terrors while my brother started wetting the bed again after watching that movie.
See, I had night terrors like when I was a kid. Of like, it was under weird circumstances. Do you have night terrors when you were a kid?
Not until I watched that movie.
It's so traumatizing.
Well,
I got night terrors when I went to a funeral for the first.
yeah. Well, my brother started wetting the bed again after he saw it, and basically, my dad had to get rid of that video very quickly, as we were way too young to watch that.
I think the thing that scarred me that I watched as a child was Alien. That's about it.
Well, I think I got exposed to it so young and so early that yeah, a lot of movies didn't scare me much after that.
Yeah, I loved Starship Troopers as a kid. That was a fucking great movie.
I feel like there's something else I was going to try to make this evening. I can't recall what it is.
No, I know I did watch.
You could default to the default man thing: 50-foot gold and cock and balls.
I remember I did watch Play Dogs when I was like.
You can default to typical thing like that men and children do, and it's just make a giant cock and balls.
I have
Don't ask me why.
use for that whatsoever, but the suggestion is appreciated.
What about Miss Steam Boobs?
To be fair, would that break YouTube's terms of service?
I'm not entirely sure. That is a grey area. Wait, is he actually going to do it?
I mean, it's YouTube. That has to be against its terms of service. Just sat here thinking, I was like, would they allow that? I was like, yeah, because like the only time you'd ever see like nudity and shit on like YouTube, well, not you, but when someone's streaming or putting up videos was like either on BitChute or Stream.
Oh no, I've seen straight up porn on YouTube, fully advertised and everything.
Where's this model going?
I think. No. Fuck.
I think I know what he's doing. I really don't want it.
You brought this upon yourselves.
Yeah, I know it.
Oh god.
It was unfaithful representation, but you all knew what it was, and that's good enough for me.
And that's it. His YouTube channel's gone. YouTube's gonna see that and gone.
Someone's going to have to explain what it is to the censor, I think.
Oh no,
I think that was nearly realistic enough to quite pull off the trick. We'll see, though. I was playing with fire there, but this is my own stream, my own channel, so
it was modern art.
should be all right in practice.
To be fair, like, you put 2 wedding rings on, like, or 2, you know, like, what look like wedding rings, like one on both hands. So you know, you can get away with that. It's not realistic. You know, it's kind of a fake representation.
True. I was juggling how close to accuracy I could get until I would really run into trouble. Apparently I did just fine, though. You all burst out laughing, so clearly you knew what I was after, and that's as far as I need to go.
Isu says that was a terrible butterfly.
Well, I'm glad you got inspired by the
Possibly the worst Isu. Possibly the worst butterfly.
The worst butterfly. Yes, if I had to title that one, that's exactly what I'd go with.
Well, I'm glad you got inspired by the pictures, Arketer.
The next 6 minutes, as I thought he was drawing lungs at first.
And now you all know better. There was something else I was meaning to do. Can't remember what it is. It's going to drive me absolutely nuts. But I actually probably should, regrettably, be shutting down. Been at this for a while, and well, certain batteries are running out that are only going to complicate things. So
YouTube's now taking an interest in this stream.
all the more reason I should probably be shutting it down.
A license for that butterfly, mate.
Now we're going to do something extremely fun.
This'll do.
Don't worry, everything is under control.
Okay. Well, I think that about wraps it up. The conversation may, of course, continue. I'm not going to close down the Discord voice chat server after all. A few things I want to stress. I will, of course, be live Wednesday with the usual open mic article raid. I would like to thank, again, especially Dork Oracle for their generous donation. Why isn't the ticker running? Oh. Oh, there we go. Now their donation is up there. Wow, they've given me a lot of money over the time I've running. Got to do something really nice for them. They already got a starring role in that part 3 of How to Story Enemies Learn Applause. Just needs to finish piecing it all together.
Editing. I'll never become an editor. I'd rather be dead.
You look very disheveled.
I was confronting bad memories and good memories. You would know if you were paying close attention to what I was making previous. I have a story to tell regarding trees. And what became of them?
Well, I have
One.
evidence.
It's just the one. Someone said it was an entire forest. They don't know anything. Just the one behind the tower.
That is true. I have photo evidence of it.
Consequently, the back of the tower now looks like Vietnam.
Alright, you are. You'll never see it though. Never on set. Anyhow, right. Thank you all for joining me for this live stream. Let's see, how many views did we get? I wonder.
8. You once had 11.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've got to be a lot more entertaining. Reasonably well. Overall, it seems to be liked.
Okay,
a tree,
we're talking.
yes, just a tree, Spike Fontaine. Cowboy Bebop, excellent series. That's an old one that deserves its reputation.
I haven't actually seen Cowboy Bebop yet.
It's worthwhile. It
We should
really is.
watch it.
It gets a bit surreal towards the end, but that's true of a lot of the older animes. Big O,
We
of
should
course,
watch it.
being sort of the gold standard personally. I love that show up until it completely lost coherence.
We should watch Cowboy Bebop then, because I haven't seen it before. So
Possibly. I know there should be a movie. Somewhat subtle things. Greetings belatedly, and cheers, Roger Wilco. If I missed any messages, I apologize. Greetings again, especially to the next 6 minutes. One of the things I will be doing, not now, but next, is working on some other sets, which I don't need to spoil too much, but you know what I'm talking about. Or your evil clone does, one of the two. Never mind. Until next time, ostensibly progress continues. Come on then. Oh god, left the gas on.